Welcome back to the Cardinal Report. We're going inside the Cardinal corner with the wrestling team.
This is Vinny Sapienza reporting from North Central College wrestling practice, and we're about to do a rematch of the pre-warm-up game, the headgear toss game. And let's get started. We'll call the wrestlers over. All right, we're here with Trent. He's the returning champion. Trent, as a returning champion, how do you feel going into this competition?
You know, I feel good about this, Vinny. I'm not looking for a back-to-back, not even a three-peat. I'm talking about a minimum 8-peat. So this is definitely key to my 8-peat. I'm ready to go.
Ooh, that was a rough one. You seem to be it seems like you're going to be a 4-time national qualifier, 4-time North Central Invite champ, 4-time Wheaton champ. Is there anything you haven't accomplished?
Well, I never play this game, and I've never won this. So hopefully, and actually, I would like to beat my roommate in tennis at some time.
Well, let's see how you do here. All right, good try, Gabe. I'm here with Joey Norton, a senior 125-pounder. He's going to try his hand at the headgear toss, but first I have some questions. Joe, you don't have too many losses here at North Central, but I understand a majority of them are to a certain opponent. What's his name?
I've lost to Oster 10 times.
10 times. And you're going to get another chance at him, are you?
Yeah, hopefully this weekend. We'll see what happens.
All right, well,
First, I'm going to beat these guys in this headgear toss game.
first place right now. Quan, have you ever played this game before?
No, it'll be my first time in 4 years.
First time in 4 years. All right, well, let's see how he does. A little short. That's all right.
Let's see how easy it is to throw that. What do you think? You think you can beat? Looks like me and Quan are pretty close to being tied for the lead now. What do you think?
I think all I got to do is get it on the NC. You guys are pretty bad at this game.
All right, let's see, man. Oh, man, I think he got it.
Better than that.
Vinny, our reporter, happens to be the champ. We're going to have to go get him the trophy. Give me this. This isn't yours anymore.
What?
Give me this. You lost. Passing the torch. Here you go, Vinny. Hopefully it'll bring you some luck this weekend, and we'll get another guy to nationals.
Look for us to be wrestling this weekend at Augsburg College in the regional qualifier and the next weekend for our national tournament. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Well, Clark, looking at the men's and the women's basketball teams last week of the regular season, both are pretty much eliminated from the CCIW postseason tournament. The women's team, they finished yesterday with a loss, 79-67 to Elmhurst College.
Yeah, Elmhurst was hot shooting to begin with, got behind early, came back and made up about half of that deficit in the second half, but unfortunately they just kind of ran out of time.
Two juniors on the team, Christine Carl and Jackie Rico, two players that might be receiving some CCIW postseason accolades. How do you kind of see it?
Well, we're going to find out about that at the end of next week after the coaches meet about that. You never know for sure when it's coming to a vote like it does in just about every conference. You would think with the kind of numbers they put up, at least one of them would be getting on maybe at least the second team all-conference.
Is it hard to get a player on that first team all-CCIW spot when your team is amongst the bottom dwellers?
It can be. It depends on the job that your coach does, selling them in that conference call or that meeting sometimes. But everybody's seen both of them play, so it just kind of comes down to what their impressions were when they actually played us.
Men's basketball, they're at home tonight versus Elmhurst, and then they travel to Augustana on Saturday to wrap up the regular season. They're 4-8 in conference. Back-to-back, or the two losses to North Park really kind of crucial in that postseason race.
Yeah, North Park's a tougher team than they've been in the last few years. Those used to be games you could kind of count on into the win column, and it's certainly not that this year. They've gotten a lot better. Definitely a close loss Saturday over there, and they lost Johnny Napchik to a head injury during that game as well, so a short bench got even shorter there.
We talked about the two losses in North Park, and certainly in those games it was evident that the post game for North Central College needs some help. Talk about kind of the maturation process of the post position this year.
Well, it's kind of forced them to resort to some unorthodox tactics, putting Brian Evans in the post. and David Twyman, both guys that are probably more suited to playing on the wing, but their quickness allows them to do some things in the post against guys that are 3 or 4 inches taller than they are. I'm sure it's going to be a focus in recruiting, and also guys like Derek Raridan and Brandon Stansel. It's just kind of bringing them along in the post game so they can help out inside.
Now the men's track and field team competing at the Chicagoland Championships, they won it. Michael Spain finished second in the 3,000 meter. We weren't sure if he was going to run all indoor season. Here he is with the second place finish.
Well, yeah, I sat in here last week and said he wasn't going to run, and then he turns around and gets into the lineup. I know he'd been pestering Al for 2 or 3 weeks to try and get him on the starting line, and finally I guess he won. So that's certainly a good sign for him and a strong way to start his indoor season.
Provisional qualifying mark from Zach Heerspink in the high jump, 6 feet 8 1/4 inches. That's 3 inches better than his last jump.
Well, in an event where a huge PR is considered a half an inch or so, to bring it up 3 inches in one meet is certainly a nice accomplishment for him, being a freshman and being able to get on the board for the national championships.
Matt Borcher in the triple jump, another provisional qualifier.
Yeah, he's steadily gotten better in that event. It's kind of a new one for him. Just started doing it last year. So it's certainly good to see him progress in that way as we get closer to the outdoor season.
The women's track and field team, they won 2 at the CCIW championships, and Brandy Jackson was named the CCIW Athlete of the Week, the Chicagoland championships.
Yeah, she was another one who got a late start to the indoor season and has kind of gradually brought herself along in terms of her fitness. So got a much more solid qualifying mark for the national championship. Should be enough to get her back to the championships at DePaul next month.
We'll tune in next week as we take a look at the men's basketball team and their big game with Elmhurst. NCTV 17 is always keeping you connected with your area sports scene. I'm Jeff Mahoney. See you next time on your community television leader, Channel 17. Go Cardinals.